Yo, 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 yo! What's going on, guys? Hope you're doing well. By the way, hope you can hear me in that, first of all, because I just did all them graphics. That was me. I did that, Steve. Can you believe that, mate?
You're learning, man. You're learning. But tell them the truth. You did send me in the wrong stream, and I've been sat there for 10 minutes, so don't pick yourself up.
Yeah, right. There was a little hiccup. When you was in the chat then, guys, you was like, why are you always late, you two? The reason is I sent Steve into the wrong stream.
I was sat in the wrong link, mate, on my own, just chilling.
Yeah, so he was, mate. What do you think of them tunes? Decent, aren't they?
Yeah, it was cool, man. It's mellow, innit? People just gets people in the mood, innit?
Yeah, I was listening to it before. I was on YouTube has this copyright-free tune selection that you can go.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what I mean? I'll play some tunes on this StreamYard thing, and I found it this morning. So I was like, yeah, boom, that's sick. Right, there's loads to talk about, man. So we're going to get in it. Before we do, guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream. We're 133 likes already. We've got 300 people in the stream. We're not even started yet, man. Let's get those likes up to 200. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. And, of course, go check out Big Steve on his socials on Insta and YouTube as well. And massive shout-out to today's sponsor. It's the guys at the Super 6. It's completely free to play. You guys know what it is. Select 6 scores. Get them right. Have the chance to win 250k. All the details to play is in the description. And by the way, there is a chance to win a City shirt as well this weekend. So go check it out. I'll bring you a little bit more on that along with my predictions. And Freddie Pie. Randomly, I got Freddie Pie's predictions on screen today. Steve, man, how you doing? You was in Barcelona for the game. Quickly just chat about that. What did you make of that?
Yeah, it was good. It was good to just go to a European game without worrying about the result. Got out there the day before, random as anything, went to the club shop. My son was with me, wanted a shirt. So I said, yeah, go on, we'll go get your shirt. They had no home kits in the store at all. They had none left. They said they sold out. But when I was talking to the guy, he sort of made it out that they hadn't even paid Nike for a chunk of what they owed them. So the home kits, for Barcelona not to have a home shirt in the store was random. And then they're talking about Bernardo Silva, like he's going to leave us to go to that dusty-ass club when it's falling apart and they can't fucking afford shirts. Nah, mate, it is what it is. But, yeah, great to see loads of City fans out there as well. There was loads of shirts about. There was a lot of Spanish City fans knocking about. I was talking to them. Seems to be this generation of Spanish fans that grew up on David Silva, that fell in love with Aguero and the club. And, you know, you're seeing all these City fans sat around La Ramblas, and a lot of them were Spanish. So, yeah, it was good. And obviously, the game was for a great cause, absolutely rammed, 90-odd thousand. good workout for some of the lads. Erling Haaland, mate, superstar. Did you see the reaction when he could come to warm up? The
Yeah,
whole stadium was on its feet, man.
It was mad. We did the watch along at the time, obviously, and yeah, it was mental, man. Like as he was warming up and that, the fans were stood there like clapping him and that. Obviously, he's a superstar, and obviously that's why I say, in my opinion, people don't have to agree, but in my opinion, it's our biggest signing ever because of who he is. You know what I mean? We never had this superstar before. People try and say Aguero was a superstar when he was at Atletico, and he was doing well, but he was never in this sort of limelight.
This level, mate. See 80,000 people standing up when a guy runs out to warm up for an opposition team. And I was literally 8 rows from the front next to the dugout, and they were scrambling to try and get on the pitch and everything to grab him and stuff. It was just surreal, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the game. My son enjoyed it, and it was just nice to get a look at Gomez. Cole Palmer got the 90 minutes under his belt. I thought Alvarez was lively enough. So yeah, overall, Rico Lewis and Oscar Bob all got minutes. So I think it was a good little exercise. Obviously, Calvin Phillips getting an injury and Mbite getting stretchered off was unfortunate. But other than that, I think we did all right.
Yeah, and it's funny actually you mentioned Gomez, because when you said then about you got this generation of like Spanish fans, and not only Spanish, obviously all across the world, are fans growing up and now supporting City. Gomez clearly, obviously a Spanish kid, isn't it? You know what I mean? He probably seen David Silva, and I remember when people used to say this when we first got bought, right? We first got bought by Sheikh Mansour, yeah, and we was buying like these big players. We always used to get mocked from like United fans on Chelsea fans, whoever it was, saying, "Oh, there was no chance this guy had a picture of Sean Goater on the wall," and it was a bit of a roast, but it was true, to be fair. You know what I mean? However, now I think they're struggling to accept now opposition fans that now, like 10 years ago, we win the Premier League. So 10 years ago, you know what I mean? Kids were watching City 10 years ago and having idols. So it has changed, and it's gone so quick, mate. I still remember when we got bought, me, and I'm like, I can't believe how quick it's gone and that. So it's mad. But you had a good time, though, yeah?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it was brilliant. You can't believe the reach that this club's not stopping. It's like a machine. It's moving all over the world, mad. The Haaland shirts you're seeing everywhere. The Norwegians, there was Norwegians there coming up to me who recognised me from Big Steve, saying Big Steve, with Norwegian City fans. We flew in from Norway to see Haaland. It was unreal, man. And I enjoyed it. But back to business now. Back to business.
Yeah, no, defo. We got a super chat here from Felix. It says, yes, lads, Barca was class. Paul Ballas mudded, and Mbete was on my Ryanair flight this morning, not travelling with the squad. That's funny you say that about Mbete, because, buzzing. Mbete, did you see the news this morning, Steve, about Mbete? By the way, this stream's just going to be completely random, man. We're going to be talking about loads of different things. We will get onto Bernardo Silva in a minute, guys. And Betty, did you see that this morning? Apparently he's going, was it Huddersfield? I think he's going Huddersfield on loan. People are a little bit concerned, saying, why are we doing that? Squad depth, 2 players already out injured in Laporte. He's not back till sometime in September. Ake's out injured now.
I do think he needs a loan. I don't think Pep trusts him 100%. There's been a lot of opportunities last season. He was on the bench. We had no centre-backs. He was plugging the gaps with midfielders and stuff. And BA is what it is, you know what I mean? He probably needs a bit of a loan to see where we're at with him. You just got to trust the manager when these things happen, you know what I mean? We was over there and there was news coming out about Bernardo. But obviously, when Pep talks about Bernardo, he's being honest, you know what I mean? Everyone panics. And then Soriano came out and said, nah, nothing's happening. Listen, there's no way Bernardo Silva's going anywhere. Even if they meet that valuation, we've got to get a replacement. And the longer it goes on, the more the window's going to close. It's not going to happen. I mean, it's all been confirmed he's staying now, Bernardo, thank God. But it's not happening. It's not good to unsettle players like they're doing, Barca, Paris Saint-Germain and all that. But listen, we're that club now where we don't have to sell anybody. They're all under contract. It has to be on our terms. If it's not on our terms, it just ain't happening.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, for those people that have only just woke up, press conference this morning, Pep Guardiola, obviously we heard Fran Soriano speaking, saying, nah, this ain't going to happen. However, surely it's been put to bed now, guys, because this just over an hour ago, Pep Guardiola confirms that Bernardo Silva will be staying at Manchester City. He said they've had no bids, which is kind of mad because we was being told yesterday and days prior that PSG had now entered the room. You know what I mean? With 70 million euros, which is obviously a laughable amount. But yeah, with only 4 or 5 days left of the transfer window, Pep Guardiola shut it down today in the press conference and said Bernardo Silva will be staying at Manchester City this season, which is obviously great. You know, you get 1 more year out of him. I said all summer, right, with a little variance of doubt. I've said all summer, I think it'll be next season that he goes. He'll have 2 years left on his contract. City will then be able to sell him for a little bit less without the fans crying because, you know, don't want to sell him on the cheap. And I think he'll be gone next summer. So I've said all summer, and I think that's probably what's going to happen. But we get 1 more year out of him, then next summer we can go for a big dog replacement, whether that's a winger, you drop Foden or Grealish in there, whether we get a midfield replacement for him, I don't know. But next summer, it's looking like it's going to be another good one. But yeah, it's good to get that done because it's been a long transfer saga, this one, and it's sort of like you don't really know what's happening because you know the guy wants to leave. So then when you hear something about him staying, even Fran Soriano, when he was speaking over the last few days saying he's staying, Ferran, even though he's a top dog at City, I'm still like, yeah, but he could leave though. He could leave though, because you don't know when you've got that doubt in your mind and you know the player actually wants to leave. You always worry a little bit, innit?
Yeah, and it's frustrating because we all love him. He's playing his football week in, week out. He's a big part of what we do. The fans are absolutely, you know, we adore him. We sing his name like mad. And I think, yeah, it's all right saying he wants a lifestyle change. I get that, you know, if he's that kind of a lad. But I'm telling you now, that Barcelona ain't the weather. Yeah, brilliant. You've got the weather. But the club's falling apart. I'm telling you now, that Barcelona is not the Barcelona we think. Since Messi left, the whole place is going down the drain. Even their own fans we're talking to were saying the same. It's a massive tourist attraction. You know, they're just pumping these tickets out all over. It just felt a bit soulless. It didn't feel like the Barcelona of old. You know what I mean? It just felt a little bit, since Messi's gone, no shirts in the shop. You know, yeah, Barcelona's a great team, a fantastic European giant. I get that. But I don't think there's anywhere better in the world other than Real Madrid, maybe, where you can be playing your football at the minute. You know what I mean? That's got the whole package. They've got the team and the weather. We've got the team and the rain. But, you know, it's what it is. Depends what he wants.
Yeah, that's it, innit? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, anyway, it's good news, I guess, guys, that he's staying for another year. I mean, although I was seeing some people on social media the last couple of days getting a little bit frustrated, you know what I mean? They know he wants to leave, and there are some people out there that are very much, if a player don't want to be here, move them on. But, you know, Bernardo Silva's so important to the team, man. It's difficult to go along with that. Sir Alan's come in with a super chat. Yes, Sir Alan, I appreciate that, man. And Alan, yeah, you know what? Here we go. Mixed on Bernardo, won't lie. So happy he is now staying, but deep down, we all know it's because he couldn't go, not because he wanted to stay. Love, you know. You sum up a lot of people's sort of views there, Alan, on Bernardo Silva. I know a lot of people are feeling like that because at the end of the day, we want players at the club who want to be here. And the only thing I would say on Bernardo Silva, yeah, he's not going to down tools. He's not the type of guy to down tools. He's always going to give you 100%. Regardless of whether he wants to be at Barcelona or not. And he's not an idiot. You know what I mean? He's got the contract. You know what I mean? And he needs... Pep Guardiola said it today. No one's even bidded for him, mate. So he can't really start stropping around because it'd be a different scenario if someone bidded for him and it'd be a fair offer and City have gone, no, you're not going. But no one's even bidded for you, mate. You know what I mean? So he's not going to start stropping around, which is obviously a good point.
I mean, I had a worry. I didn't want to worry, but I had a feeling that Bernardo Silva might go there and De Jong might come to us. I thought that would have suited both parties, whether we got money and De Jong or whatever. I could see that happening because they needed rid of him to get rid of these wages, etc. It helps them out. They wanted Bernardo Silva. I could see that. And De Jong the other night, you can tell he's a great player. You know what I mean? He was really good. He glided about that pitch. But I just think it's all mind games at the minute between these clubs. You know, Barcelona, but don't forget, Barcelona is a propaganda machine. Barcelona, yeah, Real Madrid, the greatest rivals, have just won the Champions League again. So they've got to play up to their supporters to look like they're active because their supporters ain't happy. So it's all propaganda. It's all papers, the Spanish Barca papers putting stuff out. and journalists trying to, oh yeah, they're after Bernardo Silva, this, that, and the other. So at the end of the day, look, we know where our club's run right. We know our boys won't let anyone go if we haven't got a replacement. So, I mean, the younger fans get a bit upset and start kicking off. But listen, it's not as simple, you know what I mean? If we're a club that doesn't stand in the way of players if they want to leave. We don't ever get that situation. But they can't just leave when they want and leave us in the shit. So, you know, I think
we're not a charity, man.
No, we're not. We're not.
That's what I always say, you know what I'm saying? But I agree in principle. If a player don't want to be here, let him go. But we have to have a bid. We can't let him go for free. On that, by the way, you just mentioned about Frankie de Jong. CB, member for 4 months, says, unpopular opinion, maybe not so unpopular. I would swap Frankie de Jong with Bernardo Silva. I really rate Frankie de Jong, and I feel he would tear it up with Kev and Rodri. I don't think it's that unpopular, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a massive fan of Frankie de Jong. However, he did impress me the other night. I tell you who impressed me the other night, someone who I thought wasn't that good. Sergio Roberto, right back with a blonde hair. I thought he was top draw, man. So yeah, that's interesting. Right, we'll get on to a little bit of the Champions League draw reaction, guys, because we've not spoke to Steve about that, and we've not really done any reaction. We did obviously the live stream yesterday. And then we'll come on to finish the show. We'll talk a little bit about Crystal Palace preview. Before we do that, massive super chat coming in here from Obaid and Sir Alan again. Shout out MCFC lads, by the way, who's in the chat. Yes, bro. Obaid with a $50 donation. Big love to Big Steve, godfather of all City fans.
Big up, Obaid. That's really generous, mate. Respect to you, Obaid. Big up, man.
That is some statement, mate. Godfather of all City fans. You should change your Instagram bio.
Fair play, the Godfather. Yeah. No, I got a lot of love out there in. I got a lot of love out there in Spain. It was good to see, man. I've not been doing a lot of content. Obviously, other things have been happening, but I'm going to try and get a little bit more regular so people know when they can see me and that. So hopefully, I'll be on it a bit more now.
Yeah, it's just good to see. You know, we've always said that, haven't we, from day one? It's good that this, you know, the City online community is, all pulling in the right direction, and it's good to see, man. And yeah, obviously we try and make it weekly, innit? But it's sometimes not always possible with life and shit. But we always try and get you a weekly show, guys. You know what I'm saying? It's not for not trying. If you guys are over in the chat and saying, when's it? Why have you not got Big Steve on? It's not because we're not trying. Sometimes life just gets in the way, innit?
Yeah, we're going to do it now. Season's going. Few weeks in, hopefully we'll get it regular.
Yeah, and then 2 more super chats here from Sir Alan. Yes, Sir Alan, but 2 says Bernardo and his agent have pushed a move for the last month. Let's hope he gives 100%. He has to give 100%, Alan, because he's not even got a bid. Pep Guardiola today, unless Pep Guardiola's lying, this morning when he's on the press conference, he said we've had no calls, we've had no bids, right? Unless he's lying. You can't really not give 100% because it's not, like I say, it's not City keeping a hostage. I've seen people in the chat before saying a City risking sort of the hostage sort of scenario. Well, not really, because no one's bidded for him.
He's not that kind of lad though, as well. You even seen it the other week when we're scoring, he's running towards the fans and grabbing the badge, and he's one of them. And look, he's not one of these that causes problems. You know, he's being treated well at Man City. The fans love him. He put that message out, didn't he? Thanks for the support. And you got to look at Barcelona's situation. They were booing their own players the other week for not taking a pay cut. So does he want to go to that atmosphere where it's all right saying I want to walk around Barcelona in the sun, but if you ain't taking a pay cut and the fans turn on you, you ain't walking about nowhere, mate, because they're killing. So it is what it is. You know, at least you can walk around the northern quarter, can have a few beers and that with the boys, and no one bothers him.
Got me then. And then Sir Alan again. Yeah, I've seen this on Twitter today, man. Happy birthday to Peter Badge. Massive City fan.
Up, man.
Those of you who didn't know it, yeah, sick guy, you know what I mean? I think it's a guy called Mark, and there's arranged like a really nice sort of gift and presents and that, because he's a massive City fan. Peter Badge. So yeah, happy birthday to you. And I promise you we'll get to this UCL draw. We've got another super chat though first from Dare to Goater, like that name. Says we aren't used to one of our better players not wanting to be here. That's just part of football. Our fans who are annoyed at him need to calm down. You know what? That is actually a good point in terms of we've never really. And what I've said to people in previous streams is, if you look at the last 10 years, which is what Goat was saying here with the super chat, yeah. Obviously, we've not had any players who wanted to leave other than Tevez, and that was for unique situation. Everyone else has stayed. What people need to understand is that's not normal. You know what I mean? And I've said this before on streams. That's a unique, rare situation. And what we need to understand as fans, and some of us might not really get it because we've seen the last 10 years, and now we're like, why are people wanting to leave? The last 10 years weren't normal. What we're going through now with Sane wanting to leave, with Bernardo wanting to leave, that's normal. Every club has that. Liverpool have had it over the years, countless times. What we had in the 10 years prior was something very special, but it wasn't normal. And we can't go forward thinking that that is going to be the norm. Am I right? That's right, that, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah. Listen, it is what it is. And sometimes we're a victim of our own success. When you get the likes of Zinchenko, the likes of Gabriel Jesus, who we love and everyone adores them, they look at their own career and think, I'm at a fantastic football club, but I'm only playing sparsely, where I could be at any other football club, top football clubs, and play week in, week out. So you look at Jesus now, he's a number one. He's doing really well at Arsenal. He's their number 9. The manager's got confidence in him. And I listened to Darren Bent on TalkSport talk about the difference when you're at a club where you don't know you're going to play, and the difference when your manager's got 100% confidence. And he said when he went to Sunderland and Villa, I think, they said, you're the number 1. He said, I went in training every day, relaxed. I gave my best knowing that shirt was mine. He went, and I was relaxed. He said, and then I went to Tottenham. And he said, and I didn't know whether I was starting or was benched or what. He said, and I was 1 minute I was up, 1 minute I was down. And, that happens. And like Zinchenko and that, they've won the Premier League four times. They've won trophies, so they've moved on. And you're going to get players like that. I mean, if Bernardo wants to leave, he wants to leave. But I think another season, City won't let him go without a replacement. And look, we've got a great side. And someone asked me this question, we shouldn't have let Jesus go. I said, well, if someone had said to you at the end of the season, you can let Jesus go and bring in Erling Haaland, or you keep Jesus and we let Erling Haaland go, what would you have chose? He went, Erling Haaland. I went, well, you got your wish. So what are you whinging for? Let Jesus do his thing. Haaland's doing his thing. We're all right, man. We're all right.
And people need to understand, Jesus wouldn't be doing what he's doing at Arsenal, at City. So you can't really. It's a it's completely difficult and not difficult, different situation to what he's doing at Arsenal. He's their number 1 striker. All the trust is in him. All the players back him. All the fans back him. That wasn't the case at City. You know what I mean? We've seen him play consistently and consistently go through periods where he didn't score, and he knew that as well. And that's why he'd always have them games. So look. Yeah, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Chill on that. Obeyed with a 10. All the love to all the City players. You want to be here, great. You don't, that's fine. We'll always continue to win. Simply facts. Putting it brutally there, Obeyed. It's true. If players want, like Steve said, if you want to go down La Rambla after, failing to take a pay cut and, risk your situation, then you do that, innit? Or get paid on time. You know what I mean? With bonuses, and go around the northern quarter and go cane and grain and get some nice food, then you do that, innit? It is what it is. And Sean Michaels with the 5 says, yes, lads. Do you think Bernardo will stay next season? If not, who do we get? Bellingham for Haaland connection. I don't think Bernardo will be here next summer. I've said all summer, I think he'll go next summer. He'll have 2 years left on his contract. I think City will then be able to get away with selling him at a reduced price in terms of like 70, 80 million euros. I think if they sold him this summer for 70, 80 million euros, I think City fans would have had something to say about it. I think, but especially if it was Barca, because there's already City fans thinking that like we do them favours and that. You know what I mean? I think if they would have sold him 70, 80 million euros this summer to Barca, some City fans would have been like, nah, something dodgy going on here. I think you can get away with that next summer, which is why I think it'll be next summer. If not, who we get in? Bellingham is the obvious candidate, but he's still raw. Don't expect him to come in and just go boom. Just because he's the same age as Haaland or similar age, don't think he'll come into City and go boom, just like Haaland's going to do. Nah, it'll be more difficult for Bellingham than it will be Haaland.
Yeah. 100%.
Anything to add on that, Steve, man?
No, like I say, I think we've got to put the Bernardo situation to bed now. We've spent a lot of time on it last few weeks, people panicking. The manager's come out, said it ain't going to happen. Saran said it ain't going to happen. We just got to keep going now and concentrate on the next game, which is Palace.
Yeah, no, definitely. We're going to come on to Palace in a sec, guys. We've just had an influx of super chats, which, of course, we super appreciate. Daryl says, would you take Hansi Flick after Pep?
Not
What are you
really.
thinking about that?
I don't even want to think about life after Pep at the minute. So, Darryl, appreciate the super chat, but don't depress me, our kid.
Yeah, my only thing I'd say on that, which doesn't depress me as much, is I'd be looking at Luis Enrique. I think he'd need to learn the language, but that's my obvious candidate just because he did it after Barcelona. Right, okay. Thank you very much for the super chats. We're going to move on, and welcome to the Xtra Club, Shawn Michaels as well, just dropping it in there. I wanted to just tell you about our sponsor today, guys. It is the guys at Super Six. It's a completely free to play game where basically like you predict 6 matches in the Premier League every week, have the chance to win up to 250k. It is free to play, and if you join our league, the code is in the description. You've also got a chance there of winning a City kit as well, which is pretty sick. I want to show you this actually. This is Freddie's predictions. Let me get you this from the weekend there. So what's he got? He's got City at 3-1 Crystal Palace. We are going to come on to that in a minute, but did you see, by the way, we've won. I think we've won every single game in a 3 p.m. Saturday kickoff, but the 2 we've lost is Crystal Palace, which is pretty mad. This is Freddie's, by the way. He's gone 2-0 Liverpool. He's gone 1-0 to Chelsea against Leicester. Both teams struggling there. 4-0 to Arsenal. I'd probably go with something similar. Wolves, Newcastle 1-1. And is that the 6? No. Spurs 2-0 there against Forest. So Freddie's entered. You know Freddie, the guy who runs the City's extra accounts. That's his predictions. He's in with a chance of winning 250k. Are you in with a chance of winning 250k? If not, why? Get involved. Completely free to play. Link in the description. Shout out to them guys. T's and C's all that below as well. Right, UCL Champions League reaction, Big Steve.
Yep.
I sent you a message actually. I sent Steve a message. I thought it was quite funny. And after the draw, it's like, Steve, mate, something along the lines of your bank account is going to be gone. Your bank account's going to be gone, mate. 3 brilliant draws for the fans that are making the lucky fans that are making the trip over there. What did you make of it, mate?
No, it's good. It's good. Obviously, the Dortmund one stands out because of Erling Haaland, but Dortmund, anyone who's never been to Dortmund, it's a great footballing stadium. Really good fans, always top class atmosphere. They're a good side. Sevilla, yeah, trip to Spain, good side again. I've been there before. It was a bit wild, but and Copenhagen, I've never been Copenhagen. I missed it last time, so I'm looking forward to that. But it's a good draw. We can't moan. Look, we can't moan. None of them teams want to face us. The way we're playing, the way we did last season, how unlucky it was. I don't fear any of them teams. We've just got to make sure we get the job done. You know what I mean? We've got to make sure we do what we've been doing last few seasons and getting into the deeper rounds. And hopefully this season will be the one where we can get it over the line.
Yeah, you know what, mate? Mate, I sounded Australian then. Before, when we did the live draw stream yesterday, there was people in the chat and we were trying to gauge what people wanted. Did people want an easy draw? Yeah, I mean, just because obviously it's a difficult couple of months now because of the World Cup in November and December. Everything's combined, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we was asking people, what do you want, guys? Do you want an easy draw? Do you want a tough draw? And there was very much like 2 ends of the spectrum. You know what I mean? People either wanted a really difficult draw. The reason for that is, I guess, so then when we get into the later rounds of the Champions League, we've already played these good teams. And some people just wanted a gimme to get through. I think this sort of draw should really make everyone kind of happy because what I said yesterday is we've got to turn up in them games and play well because if we don't, we'll get beat. But we don't have to graft. We shouldn't have to like go there and give 100% and the players coming off and throwing up in the changing room because they've run so much. But if you don't go and try and play well, you know, Seville could do you, Dortmund could do you. Copenhagen, I don't really know much about Copenhagen, I can't lie. But the games where we're going to have to perform, otherwise we will drop points. But at the same time, it shouldn't really take that too much out of us. I think it's a cracking draw.
No, it is. The Champions League now, obviously, when you go to most games, like me, home and away, you're looking for something a little bit different all the time. You tend to throw up the same fixtures. You know, I'm surprised we didn't get Shakhtar Donetsk again. We always seem to get them. But it is a good draw. The Dortmund thing with the Haaland thing is going to be big, and they're going to make a lot about that. We just not got to get complacent. We've seen it in the Champions League before. You know, this season started out a bit of a madness all across Europe. I seen Dortmund were winning 2-0 the other day in the 89th minute and got beat 3-2 in the 89th minute. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
So it is. You know, look at the Premier League season. we're fortunate, we're undefeated at the minute. We're still, we didn't play the greatest against Newcastle, but we got some out of the game. I'm sure our players are looking forward to it. I'm sure the Real Madrid game last season still raw with a few of them. I know it's still raw with me. So I get back on that Champions League path as soon as possible, and let's put it right this season.
Yeah, you know what it is. Yeah, this is difficult, this period that we're going into now. I know we've got a couple of games and then it's the international break. But once you come back from that international break, it is a bit of a madness. You know what I mean? You would literally have a game every 3 days. I think we've got 1 4-day break from what I've seen. And that's just before the Liverpool game, which is handy. But it's going to be relentless. The Carabao Cup games have been pushed out. You got 1 before the World Cup and then they're all after the new year. The whole season's a bit different.
Mad.
So because of the World Cup, of course, which they've had to do because you can't be playing it now and you can't play it in the summer, of course, because of the heat. But it is going to change things up and it's going to put its toll on the squad, which is why obviously people are a little bit concerned about the squad size. But look, this is Pep's decision. I don't think this is a board decision. I think Pep has the squad that he wants, because if he didn't have the squad that he wants, I think because he knows what's coming, he'd go and get players. He'd go and fill the squad out with players like Sergio Gomez, you know what I mean, who are 10, 12 million. And he could just go, Khaldoon or Cheeky or whatever and say, right, this season's a bit tough. I want to bulk my squad out a little bit. Can you go and get me 2 or 3 players in the sort of, mold or caliber of Sergio Gomez? Won't cost you a lot of money, but I'm going to need him. He's not done that. So I think that Pep is clearly happy with what he's got. Time will tell whether it's the right move or not. But obviously, it's a bit of a freak season because we've never had this before.
No.
You don't know what's going on.
No, it is a bit jumbled the way it is, but I just think we know what we need to do. We're getting to them latter rounds of this Champions League now every year, semi-finals, finals.
Yeah.
So we're knocking on the door. We've just got to get over the line. We've added a striker. We're playing a little bit different this season. I think you're going to see this leading into the Palace game as well. People are panicking about Crystal Palace on the counter-attack. I understand that with the way Maximum played against us last week with Newcastle. Kyle Walker was leaving John Stones exposed at times. People have been saying, Steve, what about Zaha on the break? He got Liverpool. I get that. But I think we're a little bit different with Haaland this season. I think we've got that extra option. I think when a lot of defenders are worrying about him, last year they didn't have to worry about the false 9. They could push the false 9 out, and you'd find like Foden going into midfield and Man City having a lot of the ball, but not really penetrating. We'd be playing side to side. With Haaland, it's totally different. He's up against the centre-backs all game. He's ready for that quick turn of pace that they don't know how to control him. So I think, this season, the Champions League, we've got that one added bite that might get us over the line. And that leads us into Palace at weekend. I'm thinking the same. I'm not overly worried about that counter-attack from Palace, which everyone keeps going on about. I think
I think this is made worse by the fact that we didn't win either of the games. However, you put Haaland into that away game. We win that game 3 or 4-0. Do you remember? It was a madness. I don't know if he was there. I think he was. Did you go to that Palace game? 0-0. Yeah. We had Haaland in that game. We created so many chances and just didn't put the ball back in the net. If we would have won that, then everyone looks at the home game and goes, "Why did we lose that?" Well, we had a red mark. We had a red card.
That game on that Monday night, Mahrez got down the flank, I think, about 3 or 4 times and fizzed the ball across the box to nobody. And that's when people started getting frustrated. And then if you remember after that game, he never made any subs. And everyone was saying, why didn't he change it? We had no striker. Everyone started moaning again. Well, we have got the striker this time. And we are going to be different. Look at that Newcastle game. We struggled a little bit with Maximum and Walker coming inside and leaving him, because you can't leave that Maximum. Kyle Walker can leave 90% of strikers with a 5 or 6 yards off him because he'll catch it up with pace. With that St. Maximum, you couldn't do that because he's faster than Walker. You know what I mean? He's just mad. And Zaha likes to do that, but Walker knows about Zaha. We've just got to... Just let me bring on... Bernardo said something the other day that clicked with me. He said, against Newcastle, we was attacking too fast. And when you attack too fast, it gives the opportunity of the opponents to attack you faster. And I sat there and I thought, right, okay, I get that. And that's why I think Pep slowed it all down. Remember, we talked pre-season about letting Sterling go, not having a lot of pace. I think that's what Pep's trying to do, slow it all down. I think Crystal Palace on Saturday will be a totally different game. I think they've got to worry about this Haaland pace getting in round the back, so they can't press too high. And I think we deal with Crystal Palace. Me, I do. I don't see that counter attack this time. I don't. And if we do get caught in a counter attack now after this, there's something mentally wrong with Pep Guardiola because it's happened to him twice before. He needs to calm down and sort it out.
Obeid's come in with a super chat of a 5. Yes, bro. It said, what do we think of Barella? I've not seen too much of him, bro, but I know he's like considered one of the best about in the business. I know he's got a big contract because I actually looked at him when we did I think we did a stream or something like that on midfielders or wingers or whatever. And I know he's highly rated, bro. But yeah, he could be an option for next summer. You know, next summer, City going to spend cash again. You know what I mean? We're going to buy maybe a winger, maybe a midfielder, maybe both. I don't know. Gundogan's probably going to leave. Bernardo might leave. You know, I don't know. There could be a big change next summer. It just seems like every season, but I think we'll be prepared for it. You know what I mean? We got the Haaland deal over the line, and that would have took a lot of energy and time away from Tiki doing other deals, in my opinion, because of how big that contracting deal was. But hopefully you won't really have that next summer. Sir Alan again with the 8 says City Supporters Club Melbourne branch. It's a midnight kickoff Saturday night, Sunday morning. Imperial Hotel, Melbourne. Yes. Shout out any Aussies in Melbourne. There you go. You know where to go. It's a late one, but you got to do it. I seen mate, I was doing the stream yesterday, obviously the Champions League stream. We had Australians in the chat, mate, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. A dedicated brunch, these people on the other side of the world, getting up at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning just to see the fixtures. Not even a fixture. The fixtures aren't even an out. And just to see you with Jordan Gates, mate. Like the support is mad. Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. Sean again with another 2 says Pep might be happy, but the squad looks too light. Sean saying it's too light. Chat, what do you think about that? Are you happy with the size of the squad, or are you just backing Pep? If Pep's happy, are you happy? Let us know. Another super chat here from Roll Up says Pep must account for Zaha better than we did San Maximum. So agreeing with Steve there, exactly what Steve said. And there's one more. There it is from Obeid. Bro, don't say that, man. You know what I think about Sane, bro. You know what I mean? I'd love to get Sane back. Don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, mate. But that would be an absolutely brilliant return if he wants that. You know what I'm saying? But we'll have to see. So yeah. Oh, I did want to ask you because I thought it was very funny. Group C, Steve. Group C: Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter Milan, and Victoria Pilsen. That's some mad group, that, isn't it? That is wild.
Pilsen, that's like torture for them boys. But yeah, it's a wild group, man. It always throws up a group of death, and yeah, that's a group of death. I don't think Liverpool's group's that easy as well. You know, they've got some good trips there. But
that's Ajax, Napoli, Rangers.
Yeah, Rangers won't be easy. You know, it won't be easy, but. Yeah, I think we're all right, man. City's all right. We've got to calm down. We've done all right with the draw. You know what I mean? 350 members packs from Manchester. Big up the Melbourne branch. Big up the Melbourne branch. You know what I'm saying? Love all
that. Couple people here saying MCFC 17 says thinks the squad is too light. Where would you say if we are light, Steve, in the squad? Because this seems to be a bit of a concern from some City fans. And to be honest, do I have that concern? I don't know, man. Like the centre backs, I don't have a concern with the centre back. I think it might be a little bit strange getting rid of Mbete, but we do have Phillips who can play centre back as well. Laporte's not going to be injured forever. He's apparently back next month. Ake, not 100% sure what's happening with him. Left back seems to be sorted now. We've got Cancelo, Gomez, and Wilson Esbrand. Right back is clearly Walker, Cancelo. Stones can play there. Rico Lewis can play there. Midfield is obviously Rodri, Phillips, KDB, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva. Foden can play there. Grealish can play there. And then the left wing is obviously Grealish, Foden. Strikers, Alvarez, Haaland. Right wings, you got Mahrez, Alvarez, Foden. And I know including a lot of players in different positions there, but that's obviously, we're not going to have two players.
We look from outside in, we're looking at it like we're light. And I agree with him. In my opinion, because of last season and last 10 games where we were literally patched up and limping across the line, it was like shit. And then when you lose players like Zinchenko and Jesus and things like that, who are sturdy additions to the squad, and Sterling and that, and you bring, obviously we've brought in Phillips, but Phillips' injury he got injured, went in training, and then he's played 5 minutes here and then. And the other night he bangs his shoulder and he's injured again. You're starting to think, is he going to be one of them where we're never going to get him fit?
Well, where would you say we're like then, Steve? Whereabouts on the pitch?
I think outside looking in, we think we're light, but when you actually break it down like you just did then, and you look at the flexibility of all the players where they can play in the squad, we're probably not that light. In a perfect world, we'd love to have 3 wingers on one side, 3 on the other side, and all that, but it doesn't work. You're never going to keep them players happy, so you're always going to have to get these players that have got the flexibility, like Gomez, for example. He's played in 9 different positions. I think he can play anywhere. If you told him to play right back, he'd play there. And I think that's what Pep likes to do. So I don't think any more incomings are coming. I don't think any more is coming in. I don't think anyone's going to go out. I think the squad you see now is what we're going to get. We're going to go to. I watched that documentary on City TV the other night, and Tixie said something when he said, when you sign players in January, it shows that something's not gone quite right in the season. Whether it's either been injuries or you've not bought where you thought you should have bought or something like that. And I thought, well, that's how they roll, City, innit? They don't panic. It's very rare we dip in January and grab anyone if we don't need to. So Liverpool did it with Diaz. They mentioned it. The City directors were talking about it. They were talking about Alvarez. They wanted Alvarez to come straight away when they signed him in January, but they didn't have space for him. Tixie says we haven't got space for him because of the names the players they've got. So they're very aware of it, City, but I think we'll be all right.
Yeah. Keep your chats coming in, by the way, guys, on this squad situation, because I think it's a good debate. Is Palmer going out on loan? I don't see it, mate. Don't see that happening. He can't go out on loan. I think he's too good. You know what's quite funny, actually? The opinion on Palmer against Barcelona was very split. I thought he had a good game. Now, I'm not saying that, everything he did was perfect, but what I was really, really impressed with was how calm he was on the ball. His ball control, I thought, was really, really good. I thought he was in a good positions in and around the penalty area. Should have had 2 goals. He had a shot just inside the box, which I think he really should do better on. I think he knows that himself. Got himself a nice goal as well and getting in a good position. And then I've seen other people saying, I didn't think he had a good game. Very interesting, the opinion. I think Cole Palmer this season, mate, I think he could explode. You know what I mean? I think he could explode onto the scene. I think Pep really, really likes Palmer. Really likes him because he's so good on the ball.
If you can manage these players correctly this season, if we can manage them correctly, when we get to that business end of the season we talked about last year, you can find yourself with 6 or 7 of these youngsters still fresh. So when the bigger players start to tire a little bit because they're playing every 3 days, that's when these boys can step up. Same with Alvarez. Alvarez the other night looked really, really lively. And he's turned pace and willingness, but his first touch at the minute is still a bit raw. He's still a bit ego. He's like a puppy chasing a ball. He's chasing it everywhere, all over the place, and it's great to see. But his first touch is a little bit off. When he gets his touch on that ball and when he starts to relax and get into it, he's going to be powerful for us. He's going to be where Erling Haaland needs a break. We can trust him. At the minute, everything's on Haaland's toes. But Alvarez, he's coming along nice. Cole Palmer, don't forget, had a bad injury last season towards the end. He got 90 minutes under his belt. It was a horrendous heat the other night in that stadium. Hottest I've ever been in my life. It was absolutely horrendous. When there's just literally no air and it's just muggy. So, mate, I was on fire, mate. I had my bucket hat on and all that. You know what I mean? My sky blue bucket hat and that. I was like, make sure the old eggshell blonde didn't get burnt again. But no, so it was good, mate, to get it under the belt. Cole Palmer's got a massive future at Manchester City Football Club. He's a young lad and Pep's doing right by him. We've just got to relax, man. We've just got to relax.
Yeah, no, for sure. We got a super chat there. I did put up on screen with Dave coming in with a 5 said, wouldn't surprise me if Gerard Romero would claim that Pep is lying about Bernardo staying. I'm starting to worry about Pep's extension. No news later. He's come out, didn't he? And said, I don't know how it was in English. It was a UK broadcast, Dave. That's probably why you didn't see it. But he did an interview with Sky Sports and basically said it's going to be sorted after the World Cup. So, but it was on Sky, so you're in the States or whatever. You probably didn't see it. That's probably why you've not seen that. But yeah, after the World Cup, Pep Guardiola said. But yeah, look, mega. It's been a good week. You look at the Newcastle game. Okay, that was a bit disappointing, but we did really, really well to fight back there. Bit of a weird trip out to Barcelona in the middle of the season. I was a bit like, why are we doing that? But then actually, when the game came around, I was like, you know what? We probably need this little break, little bit of warm weather training, good trip out for the fans. Players will obviously enjoy it as well. And then to come back to Crystal Palace at home, got beat last season. There were obviously, circumstances that affected that in terms of the red card and whatever. And we did have a little bit of an off day and, a bit of a scruffy goal from Zaha. But yeah, I'm confident we're going to get the win this weekend. Anything else to mention, Steve? Our chat. Is there anything else you want us to talk about before we wrap up?
No, not really. Just big up to everyone. If you aren't following me on Instagram at Big Steve MCFC, come on. You said I'm the Godfather. You need to be following me in it on the Instagram. I'm still doing my Instagram lives and that. Did a lot of the lives the other night just for Instagram at the match, getting everyone the feel of it and that. But no, I'm looking forward to the game against Palace. Looking forward to the Premier League. Newcastle, like you say, 3-1 down. I'm thinking in my head, we get something out of this. We're lucky. We've got a point. I'm happy with that. And yeah, I think we'll beat Palace comfortable on Saturday. I'm just confident. I just think we're a different animal this season. Pep's obviously knows about Palace. We've seen it against Liverpool. We've just got to start off nice and slow, relaxed. Don't get caught too far forward where they are going to get us on the counter. But don't forget, we've got Erling Haaland this season. They can't come pressing up that pitch thinking they're getting us on the counter, because if they lose the ball, we've got the best counter attack in the world at the minute. That Haaland, that run, what we've seen De Bruyne put them balls through is next level. So, I'm looking forward to it tomorrow.
Yeah, Edozie. Don't know what's going on with Edozie, Joseph. I'm doing a stream with Gavin from the Academy page on Twitter on Thursday. So come along with that one. We could possibly talk about Edozie there. Not sure what's going on. Sir Alan's he's had enough, mate. It's bedtime in Australia now. He said, "Good night, boys. Off to sleep in Melbourne. Say hi to home city till I die." Will do, mate. Anything else in the chat, guys? Just answered that about Edozie. Anything else you want us to go through before we wrap up? Oh, the Yaya curse has been lifted. Yeah, that's funny, mate.
No, it was good that one at seeing Yaya there, but no, I think it's just we just got to get back to it. This Premier League season's been a madness, because I tell you what, if we'd have started like Liverpool started, everyone be on our case, man. There'd be a meltdown going on.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Here's one for you, Steve. I know you don't drink, mate, but this has been going on ever since I was going to the Etihad, which was what, I'm not sure how long ago that was. But Paul, not happy, mate. Hopefully more bar staff in the South Stand upper tiers tomorrow. What's going on?
Let me tell you, Paul, in the bottom tier of the South Stand now, where we've had it shit for the last 10 years, where all you lot have had fancy bars and, nice, comfortable stuff, we've had a big blue square shithole where we've had to stand there and couldn't get a drink. But now we've got a DJ, we've got a souvenir shop, we've got a mega belong bar, we've got little seats with 60-inch plasma screens where we can watch the game, and we can stand... And you can stay in the South Stand after the game is finished for a couple of hours and have a few beers with a DJ on. So it is what it is, man. Get a letter, type a letter up to ManCity and tell them Big Steve is rubbing it in about the South Stand lower. You need to stay on the South Stand upper, or come down to the lower where you're all welcome.
That's funny. Dave with the 2. I've seen this actually a couple of times. I don't know if you've seen the full interview that Sterling done with Sky and Jeff Shreves. Talking about his time at City.
I've seen it.
Yeah. First of all, I just want to say, I've said this on the previous stream. I didn't like the way that Jeff Shreves. I like Jeff Shreves, yeah, but I didn't like the way he done that interview. I thought that he tried to put words in Sterling's mouth. In my opinion,
he did.
He did.
You're right.
So, look, I've said before, I'll let Steve say what he wants, but I don't think City fans should boo Sterling, because what he said is, the way I interpreted that was basically, he wasn't happy with his game time, wasn't happy with the management, Pep Guardiola, because of the game time or whatever. And that was it. He never slagged off the fans. He never really slagged off the club. Broken promises. I think he's probably talking about game time and Pep Guardiola. So if it was me, obviously, I'm not there, innit? You know what I mean? I'm in the basement doing a watch along. I wouldn't boo, but fans can do what they want. Steve, what are you saying?
Listen, we got a bit more class than that. We're Man City fans. We've always backed him. We've always supported him. He left under a cloud. He's done a few daft things. Didn't sign the shirt. People got upset about that. said a couple of snide comments. Okay, that's fine. Let him do that. But I don't think we should boo him. All I think we should do is wherever Chelsea are in the league, so if they're 5th or 6th, we should sing Raheem Sterling is 6th in the league. That's all we should sing. And that will piss him off because we ain't booing him. We're just saying it because we always sing Raheem Sterling. He's top of the league. And if you got a Chelsea, just sing Raheem Sterling is 5th in the league. And that'll piss him off even more. And then we haven't booed him. We've kept our class. And we walk away fine. That's my recommendation for the City fans to do anyway.
Shawn Michaels again with the 2 said, look at you, East Stand is packed with poo bar staff. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with the bar staff, mate, it's always been like that. It's never going to change. So, yeah, I mean, you can moan about it as much as you want, but, you know, I had a season ticket for all.
City fans have got nothing else to moan about. We're all on here now moaning about the
true. That is so true, mate. That is so
years ago, we could have done a 17-hour non-stop show on all the problems about Man City. And now in a one-hour show, we're right at the end. We're moaning about the pints in the South Stand upper. So it's not too bad, is it, guys?
that is so true, mate. Like there's fans in the stream here who like are fans of other clubs, and they've come to this fan channel, and they're like, wait, is this what City fans are moaning about? Is that all that's wrong with their club? Pints being too slow and not good quality.
Pints being too slow, yeah. Not enough chicken in the chicken balti pie. I've had it all, man. I've seen it all.
Hey, them pies are banging, mate. Don't slag that. I love them pies. Right, look, guys, we'll wrap it up there with Steve. Give us enough of his time. He's a busy man. Crystal Palace tomorrow. Give us a prediction, Steve. I know you said you think we're going to win. I want a prediction, man.
I'm going Manchester City 2-0.
2-0. That'll be very nice.
Erling Haaland will score both goals tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, that's get the 3 points in the bag. That's what it's all about. We move, innit? These games, something that I'm not going to go into now. Maybe do it tonight when we do the second stream with Jordan. But I do think that getting in a winning position in the game early on is going to be crucial, because then you can shut it down with more goals. The team has to come out a little bit. You've again got the 5 subs at the end. You can rotate, keep people fresh. Maybe go into a little bit more detail on that later on, guys. But yeah, massive shout out to the guys at Super 6. They sponsored the stream today, guys. If you want to get involved, completely free to play. All you have to do, like you can see on here, is just predict these games, and you have a chance of winning £250,000, including winning a City shirt as well. Use our link. Details in the description there. T's and C's, all that. Completely free, guys, so you can get involved, man. I appreciate the support. Steve, been good having you on, man. I'm glad you enjoyed the Barcelona.
Yeah, loved it, mate. Bit of sun on the bonds. Loved it. Alvarez's family, to be honest, were on the same flight as me again. His brother thinks I'm a weirdo because I seen him at West Ham as well on the train. He was sat on the train with us. And then I'm in the airport in Barcelona, and then I seen him again. So he knows who I am and that. They're a lovely family. They just living the dream, man. Floating around watching the sun in the new camp and that. I mean, I was thinking what a great great thing to do. Following him all around. But yeah, no. So it was a good trip all round. I'm just waiting for tomorrow now. Back to business.
Back to business. Guys, go check out Big Steve on his socials. Big Steve MCFC on Instagram and on the YouTube as well. He's saying getting back on the content now, Steve. You need some more content, mate.
I'm trying, yeah. I'm going to try and do something. At least there's one show a week where I just give my thoughts on the upcoming games and that. Obviously, I still do City Extra when you guys want me on. But like I say, I'd rather talk about the chicken in the Balti pies at City than talk about how shit Tottenham are and stuff like that on other channels. It's depressing.
There you go, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll be back tonight for some more preview Crystal Palace, and then of course the watch along tomorrow. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel.